Big thanks to Kamado Joe for sponsoring this episode.
I'm gonna put two amazing things together: flat meat and porchetta flavor. I love bringing good things together, and I love making porchetta. I love the crispy skin on the outside, but I especially love the flavors. The things that stand out the most is the fennel flavor. That makes it pop, and that's the distinct thing that every time you eat it, you think that this is the real porchetta. And I'm gonna put it on this. This is flat meat. With its long structure, its good amount of intermuscular fat, it has become very, very popular. And for a good reason, because it's so very tasty. And what if we take this flat meat and we mix it with our favorite porchetta flavors? How would that turn out? I'm curious how it's going to turn out, but I'm going to make this for my friends of Ineos Grenadier. This is a beautiful piece of meat, and even though you cannot really tell on the outside, on the inside it is really good in intermuscular fat. You can see the long strains in the meat. That means it's been a working meat, and it built up a lot of flavor. It also means you gotta keep in mind that if you cut it in the wrong direction, it's gonna be extremely tough. So you gotta cut it against the grain always. I'm gonna take off the silver skin first, so all of that beautiful meat is exposed. Then I'm gonna clean it up a little bit and slice it open so I can maximize the amount of service. And that's the trick to get as much flavor on this as possible. Here it comes, my favorite porchetta spice mix. All fresh, thyme, sage, rosemary, chopped fine as you can. That way the flavors will pop the most. Take the zest of a couple of lemons, and then I'm gonna sprinkle it on the flat meat. Of course, I'm also gonna put on some grind white piña pepper and some light sea salt. And I didn't create all that surface to just put it in the center. I want it everywhere. Now I'm gonna roll it up, season it again, and then tie it up with butcher's twine. There you have it, a beautiful rolled up piece of meat, and the smell that comes off this is absolutely beautiful. Fresh herbs and beautiful beef. Doesn't get any better than this. Now I'm gonna put this on my Kamado Joe, so let's fire it up. First thing, load it up with charcoal. A couple of fire starters and light them up. I got a small fire going and I can still keep my hand here. This is exactly what I need for roasting. Now I'm gonna put in the grill grates. Put the beautiful roast on the grill grates, and I'm going to let these slowly come up to temperature. I'm gonna close the lid, adjust the bottom vent and the top vent, so I'm gonna end up with a temperature of around 140 degrees Celsius. You know me, in the meantime, I'm gonna make you a sauce you will never forget. Put some olive oil in a pan, put in green peppercorns, and this is around 60 grams. I like to fry them until they're not sharp anymore. Then, I like to add some chopped spring onions, some garlic, and some cherry tomatoes. Then I'm gonna let the whole thing fry until everything turns soft. Sprinkle on a little bit of salt, and then it should look like this. And then just put it on everything. Every now and then, you gotta turn it around. You're getting a beautiful crust on the meat, and then you do a little rotation, and look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Little bubbling pieces of fat sitting on the meat, building up a nice crust. Once they hit a core temperature of 52 degrees, I'm taking them off, and then I'm gonna place them on the board and let them rest, because that temperature will continue to rise as it's resting. Look at the beautiful crust that we built up on the outside, just rotating and having it over an open fire. And with the Big Joe, you really have a distance between the grill grate and the actual fire. And that's why it's safe. You get the radiation heat, you get the convection heat, juices are running out of it into the fire and twirl up like smoke again. And I bet you, if we slice into it, we will find a beautiful smoke ring. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous, cooked to perfection. We got gray on the outside from the roasting. We got a beautiful smoke ring and we got a nice crust. And look at the beautiful twirl on the inside of the herbs that are sitting there. Now let's get some slices out of this. Porchetta traditionally is a lunch meat, something you serve on bread, for instance. And as you can see, I'm slicing against the grain. Imagine that sitting on your sandwich.
It's so tender, so flavorful. I could eat this all day long.
That is really good. The fennel and the lemon, it really brightens it up.
The Italian spices come together so nicely, and this steak is the best steak to do it with.
Normally beef has a savory flavor. It's strong in umami, a little hint of sweetness, but now it's really bright and summery. A beautiful crunch on that flank steak on the outside because we grilled it. Good structure, still tender and juicy on the inside. I really like it. How do you like the fennel and the lemon in this? Doesn't it make it like really bright, summery feeling to it?
Yeah.
Like the idea is, I cooked it to 51 degrees Celsius, I took it off. So that way I know that the inside is still juicy and tender, like you would have like a rare steak. But because we seared it off on the outside continuously while cooking, you get like a beautiful thing. And then when you rest it properly, the juices keep flowing back and they get this amazing roast full with juices, full with flavor. Insane.
The gray part isn't gray at all.
No,
it's juicy and tender.
It's not dry. It's absolutely amazing. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then let us know with a comment down below or a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Big thanks to the patrons and YouTube
members. Yeah.
And if you want, you can watch this next video. It's freaking awesome. So it's right here, and while you click it, see you guys next time. Until then,
Eet smakelijk.
and keep on grilling.
I'm gonna steal this.
What?